State Fair of Texas returns tomorrow after the pandemic forced a smaller drive-thru event last year. There are some safety suggestions, like indoor mask wearing, but the biggest difference you may notice just might be long lines for food. Corny dogs, big old turkey legs. That's because, gosh, I'm getting hungry. Hey, Stephen Dow, this might be because of a labor shortage?
That's right, Steve. As you can see, the lights behind me, we're on the eve of the State Fair of Texas. It's back in its regular form, but you may be standing in line a little longer for your favorite fair foods because vendors are dealing with a staffing shortage.
Whether we're ready or not, here it's going to start.
On the eve of the State Fair of Texas returning in its traditional form, Fair Park was bustling in preparation, but also a lot of worry.
I usually hire 130, 140 people. 2 weeks ago, I had 30. I was short by 100 people.
Jack Pyland owns Jack's French Fries. His family has been working the State Fair of Texas for about 70 years. He says, like restaurants, retail, and other businesses, he's feeling the effect of this year's labor shortage. Moments before our interview, people were turning in their applications. This week, he's hired 40 employees and is still short.
You haven't had to deal with that ever.
The fair is a major moneymaker for families like Pyland's. Last year, he worked the COVID-restricted drive-thru fair. He barely broke even.
There was no revenue. It was just, all the revenue we made, it took to do the drive-thru. There wasn't any really profit in the thing. We just tried to keep the brand alive.
On the other side of Fair Park, we met the owners of Fernie's Funnel Cakes and The Dock.
Jonna,
Chief Financial Officer.
Chief Frying Officer.
Sisters Joanna McKee and Christy Arpaio are excited about the full return of the fair. They're back for their 52nd year, but there's also concern.
The thing that we are most frightened of is keeping up with the customers this year because we are still hiring right now as we speak.
Pictures line the wall of The Dock, including pictures of Fernie herself posing with Fox 4 personalities. This will be the first fair without her. She died in June. Her daughters hope, despite the challenges ahead, they can still honor their mother and father this fair season.
If we can make it to maybe noon tomorrow, we may sit down and cry, but it could be for a variety of reasons.
We might be crying because we don't have staff. We might be crying because
we have too many customers.
Now, there are some safety precautions put in place for the fair. Masks are encouraged when you are inside any of the buildings at Fair Park. And the Dallas County Health and Human Services will be giving COVID shots to anyone near Big Techs. And if you get one, you get about $20 worth of coupons. Steve?